My mom recently passed away, and this is a collection I put together over the past week or two, couple weeks, called Drops. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I figured I would just share some of them that are more a little easier to get into, or maybe the whole thing. Here's the first one. Gold leaves drop. Letting gold leaves drop, this part of earth, corner of existence, trims its excesses, overage. You point out, laugh, that I'm searching for what hangs already from my finger. We swirl a bustling nebula, projecting, however, whatever's needed upon it. For me, noisiness is fertile, vivid. My mom's lungs fill with fluid. This is the second one. Marshaling presence. Lunch break, busy, coffee shop. My first day back. I want to call you. I saw you just 3 days ago. Tonight I could visit at the funeral home, but I think I'd rather remember how we marshaled total presence, bracing for what I assure you will be okay, Mama. I think it's okay. The first one was written 3 days before she passed. That one was written 3 days after. That piece of hair is really bothering me. This one's called Constellation. My first time this present, for the leaves, branches, and they sway, more vivid. Some in a gust, softly, sideways, drift, imbued with sunlight. This one's earlier, it's from June, but there's a reason it's included here. 4. Birds do come. First time sitting on the wet, partly rebuilt front yard bench. When I am still, the birds come to me. When I empty, the work turns in me. When I wait, I see new life, fireflies, flowers, fireflies. When I rest, free from intent, from seeking, then may answers find me. When I am still, the birds do come, and mosquitoes too. And there's a little note about this that sits right in the middle of the booklet, whatever this thing is. On birds do come. I shared this poem with you the night before you died. Home on hospice care, we knew this was one of your last days. You sat in the recliner by the window, uncharacteristically open, to let the mid-October sun a soft breeze, and birds' bright chatter in. Incidentally, you were wearing your pajama shirt patterned with birds, both in and escaping from cages. I could sense your frustration, being unable to help yourself or anyone else. You had lived a life of doing for others. The chair was better than the bed today, especially earlier when you rallied to receive calls and short visits from friends and family, scattered as far as Maryland, Florida, California, Spain. But later you couldn't speak clearly or much at all, so we sat, trying to accept the silence together. I half joked that words sometimes serve as nothing more than the excuse to experience another's voice, to connect more physically than conceptually. We talked about small fireworks life offers us, moments of aliveness, meaningful or meaningless, depending on how we engage them. I was reminded of those lines, fireflies, flowers, fireflies, and asked if you'd like to hear an easygoing, surface-level poem, simple words describing a simple experience. I expected it to serve as little more than fodder for just speaking, but as soon as I began reciting it, I recognized it as a striking illumination, reflection of the current moment. In such stillnesses, life arrives of its own accord. On the mosquitoes, too. When I wrote the poem, I hadn't meant anything by the mosquitoes. They were not added to support any argument or agenda. I was simply describing factually. Incorporating such fullness of experience allows for later unfolding, unpacking, in meaningful and unexpected ways. Reading to you, I realized the mosquitoes represent the charm inherent in all experience when we can meet it with acceptance. On the opening line, first time, the opening line is just those two words. For much of my life, I have struggled with routine and habit, suspicious that they have a devitalizing effect. I can now see that it isn't the routines, but that we tend to tune out for them that is the challenge. The problem isn't in the activities themselves, but in the mind. First time has become a reminder that no particular moment has ever been available to us before. Even something as banal as dishwashing has never been done in the midst of these surrounding circumstances, these mental processes, preceding and following moments, hours, and days. There is something fresh in every experience, and there is always a unique vista or landscape of whatever scale, unfurling before us in every instant of our sight. Receptive stillness lets the birds find us. This is the next one. This one's called Busy Channeling. 5. Busy Channeling. I see where I am, me and my medium, finishing all each other's sentences. And I must believe there is a shift in you, if it's to become true. I'm repinning these small colorful flags, how y'all thought to put them. Not for what they're intended, but how our whole household had the same instinct. It's sometimes deep, what on the surface looks decoration. Ask the dead. I used to crave accelerant, but coffee or tea's enough now to stir the shimmer. In the long run, nothing's won lastingly racing, but differentiating to course away from competition. I'm repainting, magic orange, golder, step into it. Cayenne, ginger, black pepper, cinnamon, turmeric. Pissy yellow jar glass, translucent. Recognize the spinning of leaves around. Gold, all in my paintbrush. Gold, her exclaiming what I'm making. Regal light. Cross-weave current apexing. Fires a calling, immediate present. Obsession past. Inner, outer critic outnumbered. No award or wealth, but soft strength. Gold, this life season, thriving in transition, rushing outward, unhurried. Number 6, when most it counts. Love them today, some skater chose to graffiti, plain red, on the skate park's bowl I only recently can roll around. Of course, stop me in my tracks. How could I not want that? I have worried, Mama, that we tend to wait too long to access, express what's inside. Mourn when someone has just left our house, for what sentiment we regrettably fail to share. Well, when is the right time to say it, we think you are asking. This weekend, I've received colorful and uncanny messaging, instructing me to put every last, less important thing aside. For once, I leave no room for regret. Certain nothing is withheld in reserve. Now, Mama, now is the time. This is the last one. This one is called Lineage, Entanglement. This one's really hard to convey perfectly just by reading. It has lots of slashes. I don't know if that's in focus at all, but it has lots of slashes. And what they're doing is they're indicating that, that it's unclear what the true you'll understand or not. I'll try to figure out how to indicate it. Lineage, entanglement. It's not that I'm touching my hair, and you're my hand in the hospice ambulance. It's not only that all my life we have been told we look just alike, nor is it that I'm yours, Mama, but that I am you. And the terribly long netting that has dragged behind me is unfastening, dissolving, for more nimbleness, lightness, presence, slowed by only my own darkness, and by Augie's, but no longer tangled with the unresolvable in you. Tangle of guilt, of calling, not calling, shame of not saying, saying, never absent. Near 7-decade wait, redeporting, departing, to be absorbed back into a state less constraining, less encumbered. You rejoin your Mama, Pina. The history is breaking. A timeline splinters, splits, where it'd been pinned by an apex, where I look down at sidewalk cracking and crematory certificate, struggling with a handleless paper bag of groceries, where my sons are essence distributed across any distance has thinned to just 7 plus near 42 years. These 2 lighter heavinesses and one other, not my inheritance, but a chosen bond, resonance. Free now, palpable entity, resident member of the family, never pushed aside, not stepped around, that I, you, we always did carry. Coda, apex, you are passing into, from my self-possession, transference. 15,000 something days behind and ahead, pinnacle prick coursing, now, thee, her, my human will moves into me. That's the end of that.